Sanibonani. Dumelang. Kuthiwa nindi macheroni. Saying for what? Okay, I hope nikahle nonke. Thank you so much for coming. Angazi ngiqale kuphi. So vele ngikhale. This is such a huge moment for me. I didn't even prepare speech, but in terms of because Mr. Ramachimila did so much for me. I remember I had just finished my LLB, but I was home. As I was home, he called me because I once did a part-time job in his law firm. His secretary, Ms. Lerato, who opened for us, was sick. So I worked there for like 3 days, and he was like, no, if something comes up, I'll call you. But being a call, obviously he'll call because I was receiving a lot of those. Obviously people will call and they tend not to call. So I remember this other time being Sekaya, and he called. He was like, what are you doing? Where are you? I told him, no, I'm home. I'm not doing anything. He was like, no, I need someone to come and work as a receptionist. I have an opening, a receptionist in my law firm. I was like, oh, thank you so much. I'll come and work. Not knowing ukuthi izinto zoshintsha as time goes on. I went there, started working as a receptionist. I believe I worked for like a week or so. Then it happened that my mom passes on. Then I had to go home for close to a month. He was like, take all the time you need. I remember a part of me, was like in 2022, a part of me didn't want to come back to work. Kodwa ugogo, she was like, no, go back, they gave you an opportunity. I was like, hey, kodwa gogo, it's just a reception job. Mina ngenze LLB. She was like, no, go back to work. At least you're doing something. So I went back to work. When I went back to work, Mr. Ramachimbila was like, I'm looking for a candidate. I was like, oh, I also have just completed my LLB, but I haven't yet graduated. Then he was like, oh, no, let me take you. I'm like, but I haven't graduated. He was like, no, as long as you have your LLB, I can just register you. They'll just need proof that you've completed your academic record, and then the LPC will register you. That's how I got to work as a candidate at Terry From a reception who worked for a week, then went home due to a funeral, only to come back and then become a candidate. I'm also grateful to Ugoko, who pushed me to go and work because I was demotivated to be like, I've just completed my LLB, but I'm going to work as a receptionist. Only to find out that God has bigger plans. uNkulunkulu empilweni always has bigger plans for us, and I urge all of us here today, ukuthi whatever it is that you aspire or hope to achieve, in as much as in this room it's filled with people who have achieved so much, kuningi enikutholile, kodwa ngifuna ukunitshela ukuthi kusakuningi enisazokuthola. Nibokhuleka, umkhuleko mkhulu kakhulu, and kungcono ukuthi silana endaweni yonke sihlanganiswe uMr. Ramachimbila, sihlanganiswe umuntu onenhliziyo enkulu. Makunethuba akalivali, uyayivula indlela. Ngikhumbula there was this other time, because I worked with him for like 18 months instead of serving my entire 24 months contract. We were doing a lot of criminal law, so I decided to seek to another law firm which does a lot of civil law, which is Zamani Kubai Attorneys. He's also here in the building, I believe. After completing my articles, I went on to work for a few months in this other law firm, 13thAnniversary Attorneys. And as I was working there, I received an opportunity from the Pretoria High Court to work there as a judge's secretary. When I got the opportunity, they wanted the referrals, someone who knows you. And ngabuyela futhi Mr. Ramachimbila. He didn't say, no, you left my law firm and seated to another place. Manguyela, he welcomed me with warm hands and was like, oh, what do they need? A referral? No, I'll just fill it in for you and then they'll take you. He was so positive. I was just applying. And I was like, no, they'll take you. And indeed, they took me. So, namhlanje, izandla zidlula ikhanda. Ukubonga kwami akwanele. And angazi ngathini Nkosi yami, ucelebrate namhlanje 13 years in the profession. When he told me that my admission date is the same as the date in which he got admitted, I was so touched. Because I wasn't even thinking that he will move my application, but when he volunteered to move my application, I was so appreciative, knowing that at least there's one burden off my shoulder. I won't be up and down looking for an advocate to move my application. My former principal will move it. So there's this thing about number 13. It says, number 13 often signifies transformation, change, and new beginnings. While sometimes associated with negative connotation, it can also represent a positive shift in one's life, urging individuals to embrace change and move forward. Number 13 was to celebrate namhlanje, which is the 13th year. Ngizwe ney'ndaba ezimnandi from ubhuti lana naye uke wasebenza kwaMr. Ramachimbila mayesho ukuthi naye une-law firm yakhe futhi today namhlanje ku-admithwe i-candidate yakhe. Kuyasho ukuthi indeed number 13 signifies transformation, change and new beginnings. Hopefully nizoba ne-evening ekahle.